Hello, good evening. This is 7 Days News on Ghtv Holland. My name is Elizabeth Amankwa. The headlines. African Forum on Religion and Government to hold 4th International Conference. Ministry of Health inaugurates 2 boards. Ghana introduces new groundnut species. EBLCA holds 2017 African Humanitarian Awards. Sports, entertainment, and foreign news coming up. Thanks for joining. The interim leadership of the African Forum on Religion and Government has announced at a press launch in Accra the 4th AFREG conference to be staged in Elmina, Cape Coast. The conference, which is under the theme African Rising Together, is an annual event that brings together Christians and government, both home and abroad, to champion the cause of African development. Delanyo Adedivo is the African chair for AFREG. Answering questions from the press, he explains the objectives of this year's conference.
What informs the choice of Ghana is simply the fact that Elmina happens to be one of the centers, active centers for the slave trade. You don't have other castles in Africa compared to Cape Coast, Elmina. So I will say that that is one of the reasons. Now, when we come to the relationship of AFREG and government officials, I will say that it is personalized. We don't deal with government formally as a collective institution. So, for instance, we are not engaging the government of Ghana as a group, but we do have connections with individuals in government, and we provide our services and also use our resources to make a positive impact on the lives and the leadership of those who are in government that we cultivate relationships with. Then the uniqueness of AFREG and its engagement with the slave trades, I would say that the uniqueness, one of the uniquenesses that we are looking at is continuity. Continuity in the engagement between Africans and Africans in the diaspora. The other uniqueness, as I've mentioned already, is to shift the language and the emphasis from the recounting of history to the making of history. We want to open new chapters. And, you know, what has happened, right? But if you look at it, as evil as the slave trades were, they also do place Africans in a stronger position. For instance, as a people, we are now in the United States as a force. We are in the Caribbean countries as a force. We are in Europe as a force. Though we will say we were formerly slaves, we are now citizens with opportunities to make a positive impact. And so collectively we can bring our resources together from the different regions of the world where we now have presence, and use those to promote the development of our peoples, but also more importantly, to bless the rest of humanity with values and principles for living together as people with equal value before God. I think the message of Africa is that no people should develop through the dehumanization of others. We all are created in the image of God, and we should live as people who hold sacredly the mystery of human life, the value of human life, respecting one another and developing together. Africa, because we have suffered, we should be champions to make sure no other people suffer through dehumanization, and no people should live on the planet who do not have the basics of human dignity. So we are building a force for good based on our experiences. That's what we are.
Also addressing the press, Apostle Professor Peter Che, who is the chairman of the planning committee for the conference, charged churches and government to partner in developing the nations.
I see we need to help ourselves as Africans. That is where we are. We need to rise together. Wherever we are, we need to rise together. Let's move the conversation forward wherever you find yourself. And I pray that all of you here will be part of the African movement. We want to move everywhere in the land, from the JSS to whatever level. And then the International Leadership Foundation principles of leadership. We're training our people at the workplaces, and it has also begun, and it's going on very well. We believe that we're starting small and see what God will do through this movement.
Two boards, the Ghana Health Service and the Food and Drugs Authority, both under the Ministry of Health, have been inaugurated by the Minister of Health, Honorable Peter Agyemang-Manu, last Monday to help manage the affairs of the ministry. Chairman of the Ghana Health Service Board, who spoke on behalf of the two boards, expressed gratitude to His Excellency the President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for the opportunity and assured the President and the nation of good stewardship.
Honorable Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, quality of healthcare is below the expectation of both the general public and the health workers themselves. Lifestyles which run counterproductive to the promotion of good health is one of the challenges. These and other challenges militating against the health of the people will occupy the attention of the Ghana Health Service Council and other health boards that have been inaugurated and yet to be inaugurated. Teamwork, collaboration, and the prudent utilization of our scarce resources for the attainment of our common vision of health improvement shall be our guiding principles. Health promotion shall be given more serious attention, since we all know prevention, some people say, is more than cures. Prevention is better than cure. Therefore, the scarce resources shall be used for attaining the best out of it. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo prayerfully and carefully selected us out of several other equally good people for these two boards. We cannot and we should not never let him down. Honorable Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have no doubt in my mind that the caliber of people on these two boards which have been sworn in today shall deliver to the expectation of all Ghanaians, God being our helper. Thank you for your attention.
The Minister, Honorable Agyemang-Manu, spoke to the press after the inauguration.
They receive reports. Official, that is the major function of the board. You inaugurated two boards: Food and Drugs Agents Authority and Ghana Health Service. Ghana Health Service is a board all the government hospitals and the chip zones and maternity homes and clinics and polyclinics across the country. Teaching hospitals in Kaho, the Kolebu and the Konfanochi and the Cape Coast and the Tamale, they are separate from these boards. Now, me no way ebeka ho a ya health insurance dey no dey dada na last weekend so yeah 7 boards kan ho into health anko a ya 10 ebi no ho a egusu a ye ho adwuma ye nya nwie eno so enchire bia ebeba within the next few weeks yetumi wie ni nyina wie a na just the governing structure ewo health sector no na ye wie ho adwuma enyina na me gidi se eno beboa ma ye adwuma na ye no atumpo no kese sisi boards no ni ho no nema bibiro ho a eba minister ho for approvals ne ade nti minister nya kwanenda ba sisi a boss number no em say nema be contem kakra ebeboa ama ya strengthen administration of the agencies na ya no great boss no for nti boss no wasem kakra me de tumani edo no afutuo nyina ne say adwuma kese eda members no so wo hwe say Ghana Health Service Food and Drugs Agency problems are ewum ne kwan yefa so ye adwuma no nema bibiro ho a they will have to do approvals when we be makwan say ayi panyina wo ho no obetumi atu anamon wey ana wontumi ntu anamon wey bibi echo etichma they are those who should correct those things after resources are say be ye adwuma no minister na eso hwehweba nti ba bia enko ye no board no so asede say betwe minister na so tre say minister ebia heye kusini ana woni president nkokasa ye adwuma na bia behia nema we ni ade say make say minim kan say district directories for health hospitals ni ade here vehicles required to move to do primary health care won kronkintuam ni ade test kits ni ade bebre ho a ye hia say ho adwuma na minim say ye reviews are reports beba board for no bejibi bisubeba ministry na ye tu anamona bom ahwe se ne be ya apumdene ho nsem no ebegina ye kese ewo Ghana ha sei amaye.
Gospel musician Yao Sapon and 6 other Ghanaians have been awarded at this year's edition of the African Humanitarian Awards. The awards, which is an annual event organized by the Ecclesiastical Bishops and Leaders Conference of Africa, a religious group, was held to acknowledge and reward Ghanaians who are serving humanity and the nation in diverse ways. Bishop Dr. James Obeng Nyantechi is the presiding prelate of EBLCA.
Africa has reached the pedestal where being ourselves is essential as an original has more worth than a copy. EBLCA is still in the process and progress of building a fortified ecclesiastical front for Africa and the countries within. Undeniably, the sources of failure of a country depends on its citizens. Each of us has a vital role in taking Africa to its destined latitude, a location with a purpose. As one of my favorite scriptures reads in the book of Proverbs chapter number 24, verses number 27, I quote in an NIV. Put your outdoor work in order and get your field ready. After that, build your house. This scripture indicates the need to actively contribute to making our community, our country, our continent a better place even before we achieve our personal goals. The Ecclesiastical Bishops and Leaders Conference of Africa has, in this light, continued with our mandate to achieve a better Africa. After the maiden edition of the awards in Ghana, activities has been organized to empower the people of Ghana and Africa as well. We shall continue to preach the worth of Africa and its greatness until Africa has made it. We will empower, encourage, and celebrate the people of Africa. This continent will be established and prosperous. We all must ensure that we contribute our quota, bring on board our abilities, so we can make our dreams reality. We can only go far when we are together. Brothers and sisters, this evening we are here to recognize and applaud those who have distinguished themselves through their outstanding contribution to humanity. We are here to celebrate those who have devoted their lives to serve a great purpose of showing love and helpfulness for others. Again, we are here to honor an exceptional man who has dedicated a substantial part of his life to serve God and mankind and distinguish himself through his ministry calling. I don't believe what the environment, the country, the town, the family in which you come from decide your greatness unto you. Live on, live on, live on.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture has introduced 3 new varieties of groundnut to farmers in 6 districts of the Upper West region. The introduction of these varieties will increase groundnut production for smallholder farmers in the region.
Groundnut is one of the crops mostly cultivated by smallholder farmers in the Upper West region, particularly women. It has the potential of producing higher incomes than cereals. The yield of crop is, however, low due to the wrong method of planting and fertilizer application, as well as the use of old and unimproved seeds. In 2015, the International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics, ICRISAT, started implementing a 4-year project aimed at enhancing farmers' knowledge of improved groundnut production technologies, seed production and marketing. This is being done by introducing new varieties of groundnuts with very high yields. They are Samnat 22, Yenyawoso and Inkatie SAIR, with Chinese being the old seed. After 3 months of demonstration at Begru in the Wa municipality, some of the farmers say the newly introduced seeds yield better than the old variety. They are therefore adopting the new varieties to increase production and boost their incomes. Mr. Suleiman Abraima is one of the farmers.
Under this groundnut production project, I have seen and I have done it with my hands, and I've adapted the improved varieties that's practiced here. And also, I will encourage my other colleagues farmers and passers-by farmers to adopt the improved varieties that have been practiced here.
The Regional Director of the Department of Agriculture, Mr. Emmanuel Sasuyeboa, said Ghana has the potential of becoming a major exporter of groundnuts if farmers take its cultivation seriously.
These ones are more improved varieties. You can compare it with Chinese. If you have more of these on your field, you can get 15 to 20 maxi bags. And if you have 20 maxi bags of groundnut per acre, you can imagine the amount of money that you will get.
The regional focal person of the ICRISAT project, Mr. Kwesi, explains what the farmers can do to increase their yields.
We have all these 3 northern regions, and the land is so suitable for groundnuts and most leguminous crops. So we can even depend on groundnuts as our main export and then economic crop as a country. And it will do if you look at what we are seeing here.
A similar program is being implemented in the Upper East and Northern regions. Groundnuts, also known as peanuts, are considered a very healthy snack.
Early childhood education in the Sasala district of Ghana could face a major setback if immediate attention is not given to infrastructure development in Dagboso Basic School. The school's kindergarten 1 to primary 6 do have lessons under trees at the vagaries of the weather, and the children use concrete blocks as chairs.
Dagboso Primary School started 10 years ago with 3 classrooms. It was initially meant to take care of the lower primary. The school has, however, grown into a basic school from kindergarten to junior high with a population of 450 pupils. This compelled authorities of the school to turn the only 3 classroom block to a junior high school. For now, kindergarten 1 to primary 6 hold their lessons under trees, using cement blocks as chairs. The head teacher, Mr. Yusuf Daima, explains the negative effect of the situation on teaching and learning in the school.
These people sitting outside, most of the time they do run away because of a fall of either a chameleon or a snake from the trees. So they disperse most of the times. And when anytime it threatens to rain and it begins raining, we are compelled to pack all these children into our 3 classrooms in the school.
An assembly member for Wilembele, Mr. Tanko Daniel Dauda, said work on a 2 6-unit classroom block, which started 4 years ago, has stalled. Mr. Dauda appealed to the Ghana Education Trust Fund to complete the project to relieve the children of the suffering. The chairman of the Parent-Teacher Association of the school, Mr. Nuhu Jalu, said the school does not have water and textbooks, as well as other facilities to make teaching and learning conducive for the kids.
There's no water in our school here, no water. And then the school equipment, the play equipment, we are serious in that. The school, no books, no furniture.
Sitting on cement blocks for hours every day may have its long-term health implications. But for these children, they have no option now but to do that for months or even years. Their hope is on the Ghtv Fund to complete the 2 6-unit classroom project as soon as possible. This will enable them to have access to decent classrooms for basic education, which is their fundamental right.
Etonam takes the paddle and rides you through sports and entertainment news.
Thank you very much, Lizzie. You're watching Ghtv Holland. My name is Etonam and you're welcome to the sports and entertainment segment. In sports, local Black Stars player Steven Sappho has a lot of critics trolling him on social media for being deficient in the English language. According to him, his deficiency in the Queen's language has not stopped him from achieving the massive feats in his career. Steven Sappho has been trending on social media for expressing himself badly in English after he was adjudged man of the match and also won the Golden Boot Award in the 2017 Waffle Cup of Nations. We bring you highlights of the UEFA Champions League action.
Carvajal. Ronaldo wanted it straight away. Gareth Bale's got it! Oh. Gareth Bale has got it! That is a tremendous finish from the Welshman.
Absolutely brilliant. Keep an eye on the ball from Carvajal.
Through to Bale. It was a wonderful pass. And there's Ronaldo! It's an easy Real Madrid goal. Ronaldo has his 410. And towards Aubameyang! Every game a goal for him right now. He's barely had a sniff all night. There's his first big one and he's taken it. There's Modric. Here's Ronaldo! And Ronaldo has ripped that one home.
Mane ahead of him, Aguero waiting in the middle. He's hardly touched the ball tonight so far. De Bruyne! Oh! What a way to open your account for the season. Beautiful strike.
Kevin De Bruyne is there to punish it.
Wonderful. They've sprung the offside trap. He's got acres of grass to work into, and that is number 2. This time Sterling does finish. Keeps up his scoring streak. And it's 2-0 to Manchester City, and you have to say that scoreline does not flatter them on the second half.
It's Fernando, and it's in! And for all of Liverpool's early pressure, it's Spartak Moscow who score first.
But it's not in the corner. Yet it flies past the goalkeeper.
There, and now Felipe Coutinho, Sadio Mane, Felipe Coutinho, really nicely done. That's an excellent goal from Liverpool, and it's the 1-2. Mane to Coutinho, and Liverpool level in Moscow.
There we go.
Martial. Lukaku in there, and what a start for Manchester United. Romelu Lukaku too strong for Ignashevich, and he scores another one. He can't stop scoring. 18 minutes in Moscow. Hit Martial, and he just strokes it away, as calm as you like. And
so is this fella.
Martial looking to send one in, and Lukaku's got to tap it. It's a dreadful mistake there by Vasily Berezutski. And Romelu Lukaku once more. Anthony Martial's onto it. Martial in, saved by Akinfeev. Mkhitaryan, excellent finish. Manchester United get a fourth, and they are running riot in Moscow. Here's Ghtv. Lifted through here, it's a good opportunity, and they get a goal. And they stuck at it, and it's Kuchev, the substitute, the teenager, who comes off the...
A great opportunity here, right at the start of the match. Whoa, what a goal! What a start! Dani Alves is there for Paris Saint-Germain, and we've barely been playing for a minute and a half. It's a lovely little run. Look at Neymar, you can't get near him. He's got so much trickery.
Now Kylian Mbappe, always willing and lively and athletic, into Cavani. Oh, what a goal! Superb play from Paris Saint-Germain, and a cracking finish from Edinson Cavani.
Brilliant finish. I wonder if Sven Ulreich could do a little bit better in goal. It's such a good finish from Cavani.
Well, here, now it's with Mbappe. Oh, that's a lovely piece of play by Kylian Mbappe. It's blocked initially, but they can't keep it out. I think it was Javi Martinez who got it caught between his legs, and Neymar pokes the ball home. Paris
Saint-Germain for Tierney. This looks really promising for Celtic. Brilliant in Brussels for Lee Griffiths. Goes Descartes, and this is Patrick Roberts. Roberts with a great strike and a great goal. Celtic have a 2-goal lead in Belgium. Dropping up now, and Scott Sinclair can cash in, and does. He seals. Griezmann steps up and cracks the first continental goal at the Metropolitano. And 5 minutes out from half-time. Teasing Juanfran in towards Morata, that's a gem! That is a gem! And the first opponent to score at Atletico's new home is a man with Real Madrid. Kante, Bakayoko, Alonso, Batshuayi! Steal! Wonderful steal for Chelsea, and Conte! Good as it gets on the Continental Road.
Deeper this time, particularly well dealt with, and a goal. Back in by Pellegrini, and Roma have the opening goal. It's Defrel, Dzeko with an opportunity maybe from the close range, and he scores. That is a really good finish from Edin Dzeko. The ball was bouncing awkwardly, but he managed to being hassled by Undlov, and he's lost it. And Undlov has picked a good pass, and Karabag have scored their first ever goal in the Champions League group stage, and it's Pedro Henrique. Swept in by Messi. It was the defensive header that caused problems. Luis Suarez is there to score. Just took a touch on one of the Sporting players on the way through.
Spinare, è buona per Alexandro. Occhio ad Alexandro, il tocco Marvin in mezzo. Higuain! Il Pipita! 1-0. Prova a salire Higuain. Dentro Dybala, e poi il 2-0. E poi il 2-0 di Mandzukic, di ginocchio.
Also in entertainment news, Peter Okoye splits from P-Square and goes solo. Music twins Peter and Paul Okoye of the stage name P-Square that dominated the Nigerian music industry for many years have finally split. According to a letter sent to their lawyer, Fetus Keyemo, by Peter, he demanded for termination of the agreement as a group. According to the copy of a letter in media outlets, Peter based his decision on some serious allegations against his twin brother Paul and Jude, their older brother and manager. He accused Paul of no longer willing to cooperate with him and even gone as far as cancelling their scheduled music tour to the US. Social media was set on fire after Peter posted a Snapchat video revealing that he is in the Philadelphia on his own for a solo show without his twin brother Paul. It started as a simple and meaningless, as described by some, but has stayed on to become the music fans' favorite tune and dance. Patapaa is a musician who hails from Sweden in the central region. His music one corner music lovers, especially the dance. On Music, a musical TV show, it was fireworks.
La place le monsieur Coco on va t'aider Bankona aïe Bankona on va t'aider Bankona aïe Bankona on va t'aider Bankona aïe Bankona on va t'aider la France misère Mr. Loyalty yeah they don't they want me down I say paper, me for my baby. I say they don't, me for me down. I say paper, me for my baby. What is it? What is it? Wakona, you play. Wakona, what is it? Wakona, you play. What is it? Ancona, you pay. Ancona, la place de mission. Ici ça cache you. Ici ça cache you. Ici ça cache you. C'est un nom marqué. Ici ça cache you. Respect traffic lights. Red means stop. Yellow means get ready. Green means go. I have to go. Okay. La place de.
Now see how one corner has infested students of the Commonwealth Hall, University of Ghana, including some staff in Ghana.
La France misère, Mr. Loyalty. Yeah, they don't, me want me down. They don't, me want me down. I say paper, me want my baby. Paper, me want my baby. I say they don't, me want me down. They don't, me want me down. Say paper, me want my baby. Paper, me want my baby. Bankona, you pay. Bankona.
Thank you very For staying with us, Ghtv Holland. My name is Eternal.
We hope you were educated. On the foreign front, in Texas, a former police officer, prosecutor and a district judge, Robert Newsom, would appear to typify Texas law and order. Currently, he splits his time serving as Hopkins County's chief administrator and a part-time probate judge whose judicial philosophy is influenced by his faith and his principles of justice and compassion. Atkins was 22 years old when he was shipped off to prison and eventually picked up an additional 5-year sentence for possession of an unauthorized cell phone that raised his total sentence to 500 years. With no hope of ever leaving lockdown, he lashed out alone and suicidal. He turned to God and a worn-out Bible he initially didn't bother to read. From the pages that were left intact, said he learned about grace, forgiveness, and God's love, which drew him to quit the gang and join a prison Bible study instead. He also enrolled in ministry courses and managed to stay out of trouble for the remainder of his time in prison. In 2012, while Atkins was growing in his faith and continued to exhibit good behavior, he experienced his first miracle, a surprise review that resulted in an early parole more than 80 years before his projected eligibility in 2095. After nearly a quarter century of incarceration, he was released in May 2015. This has been the 7 Days News on Ghtv Holland. Many thanks for joining. My name is Elizabeth Amankwa.